Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for the 4-1 Human Design Profile, the Opportunist Investigator. If you don't know what your profile is, there is a link in the description for you to get your Human Design Body Graph, and your profile will be listed on there. You don't necessarily need to know a ton about human design other than, of course, your profile in order for these messages to resonate. The intention really is for these readings to be an additional source or an additional channel for you to receive a message, because not every 4-1 is a Leo or Pisces. So definitely be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings if you haven't already. Those are all up, but otherwise, yeah, let's set the intention around the space, and then we will pull some cards for you and get started. So what is that? I keep hearing like really weird noises. Like, I thought my toilet was running this morning for forever, and now I'm like hearing squeaking. Anyway, okay. Sorry. Okay. Crown open. I anchor into the present and the truth within it. I welcome only what is clear, balanced, and aligned. All distortion, fear, and interference remain outside this space. May these messages travel through me, not from me, to those who called for them, carrying honesty, clarity, and calm. All right. Let's just get 3 cards for our 4-1 baddies. The only profile with the fixed fate or the juxtaposition incarnation crosses. Interesting. Well, we have the Knight of Swords, the Moon, and 10 of Pentacles all in reverse. Now, I don't shuffle reversals into my decks, but if the cards come out in the reverse, we do honor that. And also too, I almost kind of feel sometimes that like my heart kind of plummets like anytime especially when all of the cards are reversed in a reading. Which is just kind of like a funny reaction to have. Like, I'm not even entirely sure where that comes from. It's not negative. I don't know if maybe there is like an association to reversed cards that, I mean, clearly I have like adopted some type of, it could also just be, like I said, like I don't shuffle reversals into my decks. It's like my OCD. I just can't handle like cards going 2 different directions. So I don't know. It's interesting that is even coming up. And the other thing that was coming up is internal processes, like introspection. Because of course reversals can be the opposite meaning of the upright for some cards, like the Wheel of Fortune. I think that's a good card, however which way you put it, the Sun card, like, I don't know, there's just some cards, reversal wise, it doesn't necessarily change the meaning. It just kind of maybe even just changes the expression of it, right? Which is the kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this card, especially with the moon coming out here, because again, I like the moon is one of those cards where I don't think that the meaning changes a whole lot. It's just, again, like the expression. Also, I think it's amazing. The moon came out on December 4th when there is the last full moon of the year in Gemini. So maybe you have Gemini placements or wherever Gemini is in your chart. Even if you don't necessarily know, that information, if you are just feeling, your like throat chakra being activated in general, because Germany, what? Okay, what's up with Germany? Maybe that has some significance for you. Hilarious. But I was gonna say Gemini is associated to Mercury, so that's how I just like put those two words together. But which is all about, communication. And where is Mercury right now? I think it might still be in Scorpio. We just came out of that Mercury retrograde, so it might still also like be in the shadow of that. Yeah, it is still in Scorpio. The sun is at 12 degrees, so the moon is at 8. So again, wherever Scorpio is for you. Anyway, yeah, I love that the moon card came out, and especially that it is between, it's in the middle. So there's something either like in your subconscious, something that is maybe just not very clear yet. Like there's some sort of uncertainty here. And I don't know if I actually like finished my thought or not, but it really does for me feel like these cards are talking more about introspection, more about the internal process versus an external expression of these energies. There could be beliefs that you are challenging within yourself or that are changing for you. And maybe it's really just you like almost like wrapping your mind around it. Again, you could be figuring out why you even have the belief that you do in whatever capacity, right? Because our beliefs tend to influence our actions. Like limiting beliefs, even like, how the whole thing about needing delusion. Like, it's not like a bad thing, but it's like, like adding a sprinkle of delusion, like, believing in yourself to such an extent, right? Where it almost like kind of becomes delusion, but it's, I'm not explaining it really well, but if you have like experienced the opposite of that with like self-limiting beliefs, and, limiting what is possible for you, then it's almost like the extreme, like opposite of that, to where it's like literally anything is possible and I deserve everything good, right? Like, it's like making those tweaks and those changes to the way that you are perceiving things, the way that you are even observing your thoughts or allowing those thoughts to enter your mind. Maybe you're also even observing intrusive thoughts and kind of like examining where those even kind of come from. Maybe not attaching yourself to those or attaching meaning to those. But again, you like being more observant. Which, hello, like that's all introspection. Like you're observing what is happening in your inner landscape, your inner, environment. And also, I mean, human design in general is like the big part of it is deconditioning. It's recognizing how much we have been conditioned, indoctrinated, propagandized, and realizing how, like, those things are not in alignment with our dreams, our goals, our aspirations. They're somebody else's. So it could be discovering that. It could have to do with family or community, legacy, career, even. Like there could be something changing within your beliefs around what you thought you wanted or the goals that you have, or even too, like why you have been setting those goals. Are they yours? Or was it, like keeping up with the Joneses? Or was it something that was expected out of you to, follow a certain thing? Or, we're all taught that security can only come in really specific forms of work or relationships and stuff like that, right? So I'm just kind of throwing like the things that are all like coming to my mind in relation to these cards. There definitely could have been some sort of secret that was revealed as well. Like the whole anything that happens to the dark will be revealed in the light type of thing, which is like the moon card. What happens in the dark? And it could have an impact on your family, your goals, your security, even. Or even too, like your sense of security. And like I said, like, these could all just be things that are like swirling around in your mind right now. Not necessarily anything that you need to take action towards. I mean, the Knight of Swords is impulsive. It can be impulsive. It can be like one of those energies of acting before thinking or speaking before thinking. So it could definitely be a caution to think twice, speak once type of thing. Let me just make sure I'm not like missing anything. Competitive, impulsive, reactive. I just saw this video the other day about practicing non-reactivity. You know, like I wish I could remember exactly how she was putting it. I mean, she was talking about it in terms of your quote unquote like spiritual growth, right? And there kind of comes a point where your old reality, the old way of thinking, of being, of acting, perceiving, all of the things, right, is outdated. It no longer fits with you, but you haven't like fully integrated or settled, into the new way that you are forming for yourself, right? Because it's new. It's uncharted territory, right? So it's like having to have like a conscious awareness constantly of, again, like what is going through your mind. How are you perceiving things? How are you reacting, to things, and making sure that your actions, your thoughts, whatever, are in alignment with this, like new trajectory that you are intentionally, like putting yourself on, right? And she was talking about practicing the art of non-reactivity in the sense of, like situations happen, right? Life continues, like when we are in transition, or in limbo, like life is still happening. And of course, the way that we know how to react to things is from like homeostasis, or from the way that we always have, or that we've developed a habit or a process around reacting to certain situations based on, again, that old programming. And it's like really catching yourself in those moments where you want to react in away from that old programming. And of course, it's never perfect. It's not expected to be, but at some point, like catching yourself and having an awareness and disrupting that process. And like, it's like one of those things of, if you don't know what to do nothing type of thing. Like if you find yourself reacting from an old program, then just stopping yourself. And that's it, like as much as what is accessible to you, of course, right? In some situations that may be easier than in other situations, but just having the mental awareness to catch the programming and consciously stop, or like stop that cycle, you start to like shift. And again, it like moves you towards the new you, I guess, So that's, and especially if it also like has to do with family, especially if it also has to do with like generational things, that could be tradition, conditioning again, right? Like, let's look to like at the bottom of the deck. And I've been using this time to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But I swear, like YouTube only send these videos out to like 5 or 6 people. And I know that you guys are already subscribed, right? Like, so I don't need to say it. But of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would absolutely love if you did. I really am like trying to grow this space. And I'm just like, I've been sitting at the same follower count for literally probably a year, which is good. Like it's not, I haven't gone down significantly, but like, hello? So I know that's like really passive aggressive. Like, I get it. I can see it. I can hear it. But I don't know. I guess I'm just being a passive aggressive little bitch right now. And I mean that in an endearing way, of course. We have the Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. I mean, they came out together. That's interesting. We have the Hermit, and then we have the Sun. Five of Cups. Two sixes, though, came out together. I mean, truly the odds of that happening is fairly great. Like, you know, doesn't happen often. There seems to be like some sort of like issue with reciprocity. That there also seems to be a solution for, because the Six of Wands is success, victory, recognition. There's this moon back here too, like the full moon, which is interesting. You know, again, we have the moon out here. I love that we have the sun out here, because I literally said the words, what happens in the dark always comes to the light. So I love that the light showed up. Like the literal light showed up. And that we have that full moon today because, you know, obviously the sun is opposing the moon right now. So I think that is awesome. But yeah, like there seems to be some sort of balance here. What are the properties of amethyst? Intuition, divine connection, clarity, calm, protect the spirit, peace, sobriety, royalty, protection against negative energy. It's also the February birthstone. And I say that because there's these amethysts on the wand that she's flying on. And the fact that she is flying on a wand. I mean, there's definitely going to be action forward. Like there's something that is like gelling in your mind, right? Like there's, again, a shift, some sort of clarity. Maybe that's the impulsive thing too. Like, whatever the action is that you're going to take might like feel impulsive in the moment, but you've considered it a lot. Like it's been something that has been on your mind that you've been mulling over, chewing on, whatever, for however long. I mean, I don't know, you know, but again, it's like the action may seem impulsive, but it's not. Like, you know, this is something that it's not just like it popped into your mind and you just went for it, you know. And it does have something to do though, like with what? It does have something to do with give and take. It's some sort of energy exchange. That could be with work. It could be recognizing that you're not being paid a wage that is in alignment with your skill, with your time at the company, with your whatever, and you could be deciding to move on, or even just look, see what else is available. I know the job market is kind of trash, but also people are still getting jobs. So don't like use that as an excuse, or I don't know, I hate like saying that. Don't use that as like a reason why not to look, to keep yourself open. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Taurus. I'm all about security, but also I'm all about not keeping yourself in a space that doesn't honor you, that doesn't respect you, that doesn't see your worth, especially if there's another place that will. But that, like the Six of Pentacles, is literally about some sort of exchange. It could be volunteering. There's, charity that is also incorporated with that. Like sixes in general talk about support from others. Usually there are other people involved with the Six of Wands as well, even though there's only one person on this card. But it could even just be a conversation if it does have to do with work. Hey, I looked at the market for my level of skill, my years of experience, and this is where the market is in pay for me for that. And I want to negotiate my salary or whatever, could they say no? Yeah. Hell yeah. But did you say it? Yes. And that's what matters, and also you would kind of know where you stand. It could have to do with your health, of course. It could have to do like where you are investing or, spending your energy, your time, your physical presence. With the Hermit card on top of the Moon card, that's literally the card of introspection. It's Virgo. The Moon is Cancer. The Sun is Leo, which is kind of interesting. Because isn't that, it goes Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So I love that progression. But like I said, like it literally is the card of introspection. Also, like I said at the beginning of this reading, the 4-1 profile is the only profile that has the fixed fate incarnation cross. Like you guys are truly meant to follow and to honor your own path, regardless of what other people are doing, regardless of if other people get it, they're coming along with you or not. It's like being so connected to like your star player, like to, yourself, that you can see the path, that you feel it, it, and you keep taking action towards it. It's like the whole rejection is just redirection. It's not a reason to stop. It's a reason to pivot and try again, and you do that because you know that it's meant for you. It's just finding the right opportunity, like I said, like the Hermit is about introspection and meditation, healing, going within. Truly, like the hermit's path, which is all of our individual, paths, is unique to him. And then the Sun card on top of the Ten of Pentacles, there would be some I want to say resolution to, like, maybe it, like, there's some sort of restoration of balance, like within the family, within your community, your friend group, like your bank account, your children, like whatever it is, because still, like, the Ten of Pentacles is a level of success. It's a completion. So there is a level of success. There's like maybe a promotion. It's having an abundance of resources, money, even, connections. Also, speaking of connections, like your best opportunities are going to be found within your network, your community. So even just, kind of putting a little birdie out there. I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a doctor. I'm, whatever. And just almost, like just kind of seeing what comes back to you. Even, there's like kind of these sunspots, or, like when you are trying to take a picture of the sun, and then, there's that, whatever it's called, like the reflection or whatever, in your camera with, like the little dot or whatever. But there's multiple on here. So again, and with it being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait, it just like occurred to me, since it's on the Ten of Pentacles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And technically 12 with, like the sun on there. But something about like having an abundance of, like, the sun is everything good. It's joy, it's bliss, it's rebirth, also feeling alive. Like truly, like we would not exist as humans if we were not in this proximity to the sun, like, and all of the other things, like if the planet wasn't turning at the rate that it was, and all of the things, right? Vitamin D is another thing too, but it could just be like feeling rejuvenated, feeling hopeful, again, like feeling like you have access to more resources. Like it's not as tight as maybe it's been, or, like just having to kind of budget and like think about things less. I mean, I'm not saying like go nuts, right? But just kind of shifting that. The Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck is almost like mourning the old way, like mourning a life that you have been living. Because, there's these 3 cups here. There's these 2 that are still upright, and there's still liquid in those cups, which is, there's opportunities still, to be found, but it's having to really feel and grieve and release the things that haven't worked. So like, maybe you have put a lot of emotional energy and currency into a thing, and what you've gotten back has not been reciprocal. And it's almost too like that you have, what is the word? Calibrated to that lack or to that scarcity, and it's somehow like become a limiting belief for you that maybe you didn't deserve better, that maybe, whatever it is, right? But there's something where like you're coming out of that. And maybe it is the delusion that you need for the time being. It's not delusion. It's like literal truth wrapped in a package of, delusion. But it's like, recognizing your worth and recognizing that you've been accepting less than your worth for whatever reason, right? But those are the things that you're letting go of. And allowing yourself to consider that you deserve more, that you're worth more, that you can get more because you can. You will. I'm going to write that down. Okay. I'm trying to get better at like titles for, I almost said Instagram. Maybe there's something on Instagram for you, on YouTube, those. But if I don't like write them down in the moment, I just won't remember. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. And I close the space with gratitude and ease. All energies are released, returning to their rightful places. May what was received be integrated with clarity and peace. Bye.